You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. Former Nye County Sheriff's Captain David Borokowitz has been sentenced to probation after pleading guilty to charges connected to the false arrest of a local utility executive. And here's what our News 25 reporter, Rory Roselle, knows so far.
A former captain for the Nye County Sheriff's Office was sentenced on Tuesday to 3 years of probation after pleading guilty to charges in connection to a false arrest of a local utility executive. David Borokowitz, once a high-ranking member of the department, admitted earlier this year to orchestrating a 2019 arrest of Valley Electric Association CEO Angela Evans as a part of what prosecutors describe as a fraudulent scheme for personal gain. He pleaded guilty in March to a felony wire fraud charge and a misdemeanor civil rights violation. The report revealed that Borokowitz had been involved in the group's aiming outs of Valley Electric leadership and had considered running for a paid position on the utilities board around the same time that he investigated and arrested Evans. During Tuesday's sentencing in a federal courtroom in Las Vegas, both the defense and the prosecutors recommended probation and argued over the conditions. Prosecutors requested a year of home detention and more than $244,000 in restitution for Evans. Defense attorneys pushed back, arguing that Borokowitz should be allowed to continue his charitable work in the community through his nonprofit, the Pahrump Disability Outreach Program. U.S. District Judge Andrew Gordon ultimately sentenced Borokowitz to 3 years of probation, including a 6-month curfew restricting him to his home except for work and other volunteer duties. Judge Gordon also ordered him to pay a $35,000 fine but denied the request for restitution, stating that there was no legal basis to grant it. Meanwhile, News 25 has confirmed that according to public records reviewed by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Borokowitz continues to collect retirement benefits from the public employees retirement system at the Nye County Sheriff's Office, totaling roughly $72,000 a year. This is currently a developing story. Stay tuned with News 25 for the latest updates.
More news now. The Nye County Commission has shut the door on reality TV, unanimously voting to reject a proposal that would have allowed the show Jail to film inside the Nye County Detention Center.
The Nye County Board of County Commissioners unanimously voted on Tuesday, July 15th to reject a proposal allowing Langley Productions, Inc. to film a reality TV show, Jail, inside of the Nye County Detention Center. This agreement would have permitted filming from July 28th through approximately September 28th, 2025. Nye County Sheriff Joe McGill presented the item to the board, defending the proposal and its potential benefits for the sheriff's office.
So we were approached by Langley Productions. They also produce Cops, and they have done filming here in Nye County in the past from time to time. There is currently a show on one of the cable channels that is titled Jail. They asked if we would consider allowing them to come film in our jail. There's never been an issue, to my knowledge, in the past with these production companies filming with our deputies and with our people. We currently have U.S. Cops filming with us off and on. That is a YouTube channel show. We recently had On Patrol Live, and speaking for a lot of people absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm. When I was campaigning, I said I wasn't sure. I didn't really think it was good, but since the community loved it, we stuck with it until they decided that they would move on, go somewhere else. So this is a request from Langley Productions to produce in our jail. They will, anybody who is caught on camera will be given a waiver to sign. This is going to show positive things for us, not only negative. As you all know, like you said, these shows show everything, whether good or bad. Secondly, we have had deputies reach out to us from across the country and say, I saw you on Patrol Live, and I want to come work for your agency.
Nice.
It's very flattering.
Yeah.
Despite Joe McGill's assurances, public commenters were opposed to this project, voicing concern saying that this series would harm Nye County's reputation by portraying it in a negative light. Commissioners followed up with questions and discussion before reaching a decision. Commissioner Deborah Strickland spoke firmly against this proposal, and following deliberation, the board voted 5-0 to deny this agreement, effectively blocking the proposed filming.
You know, seeing people at their worst is not a perception of Nye County that I am willing to support. I support you, Sheriff, I support you, DA, and all of our people and our commissioners. But this is not, I don't want to see people at their worst. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I'd like to make a motion to reject an agreement with Langley Productions to film a series for the television show Jail, the Nye County Detention Center.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. I'm going to call for the vote now.
Aye.
Aye.
Where's I?
Thank you.
Some other stories now. Congresswoman Susie Lee is supporting the reintroduction of the Dignity Act of 2025, a bipartisan immigration reform bill, and the legislation outlines proposals on legal status for undocumented immigrants, border security, asylum procedures, and visa programs. News 25 has this story.
On July 15th, Congresswoman Susie Lee joined a bipartisan group of 20 lawmakers, comprised of 10 Democrats and 10 Republicans, to introduce the Dignity Act, a comprehensive immigration reform bill. The proposed legislation would grant legal status and certain protections, including work and travel authorization, to undocumented immigrants currently residing in the United States. It also includes measures to reform the asylum process by expanding access to legal counsel and establishing a system for case review. The bill also proposes the creation of regional processing centers to provide alternative locations for migrants to apply for asylum, aiming to reduce dangerous journeys to the U.S.-Mexico border. Additional provisions include investments in border security, modernization of land ports of entry, and increased oversight of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. The Dignity Act also outlines a pathway to citizenship for individuals brought to the U.S. as children, commonly known as Dreamers.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I represent a city that represents what this bill is all about, the dignity of Americans, the dignity of people to be able to come here, to have a family, to have a job, contribute to our economy. We have an all-star team. I'm going to go off of Adriano's example. Whether you're a teacher from the Philippines, a server from Ethiopia, a finance planner from the UK, whether you are working in construction from Mexico, we have the all-star team in Nevada, and that team deserves the dignity and the relief that this bill encompasses. I'm going to talk about so many times. I've been in Congress, this is my 4th term, and from the minute I was elected, comprehensive immigration reform has been the issue I have been committed to. And time again, we have been met with the mantra, you cannot start to talk about immigration reform until you close the border. Well, I'm hearing we've closed the border pretty successfully, so now's the time to pass this bill. And there's 535 people in that building who have the ability to do so. This has been a failing of Congress for decades. And so I'm so proud that this effort is being led by 2 women, Congresswoman Escobar from Texas and Salazar from Florida. So I believe we have a great chance of getting this passed with their leadership. I look forward to working with anyone on any side of the aisle to make sure that we do everything as members of Congress to ensure the dignity of the people who call this great country their home. Thank you.
Sports and weather all coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and Sports and Mikey. He's going to tell you who the Vegas Golden Knights are going to take on in their home opener. And at Allegiant Stadium, you can see some of the Raiders play for free.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Vegas Golden Knights have revealed who they will face to open the 2025-26 season. They will take on the Los Angeles Kings on Wednesday, October 8th at T-Mobile Arena. The 2025 MLB All-Star Game ended with a rare mini home run derby on Tuesday. Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas A, Brent Rooker made history by being the first batter ever in the first ever All-Star swing-off, besides the one in the locker room, which brought a fun twist to the Midsummer Classic that did not disappoint. Philadelphia Phillies star Kyle Schwarber ended up hitting 3 straight home runs during the swing-off to lift the National League to win, and it got Kyle MVP honors. Raider Nation can soon get a close-up look at the Raiders before the season starts. The Raiders are bringing back their open practice at Allegiant Stadium on Saturday, August 2nd, the team announced. The NBA will take another step forward as it continues to explore expansion, Commissioner Adam Silver told reporters in Las Vegas on Tuesday. The Las Vegas Aces are in Dallas this evening taking on the Wings. That game is in progress. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. And today's quick tutorial with Josh Osborne discusses the myth of overcharged batteries.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump Zone Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today we are talking about computer myths. These are things that we've heard our customers say over the years that are unfortunately completely wrong. They've probably done some research online or heard from other people and just got bad data. We're here to bust those myths. Myth number 1 is, if I keep my laptop plugged in, it will overcharge the battery. That is a myth. That is completely false. Why? A couple different safeguards that have been put into computers. If you bought your computer in the last 30 years, you're in good shape, and here's why. Number 1, on a software level, in every operating system, there is a service built in called BMS, or Battery Management Systems. And what that is just a utility that monitors and manages the charging of the battery. And when it gets to full capacity, it knows to cut it off. So software has got you covered. Another thing put into place is the actual batteries themselves are now made out of lithium ion. And what that means is that actual material stops receiving a charge from the computer once it's completely full. So on a hardware level, you are completely covered. Software, you got BMS. Hardware, you got the lithium ion technology that stops that. So on 2 different fronts, you're not going to overcharge your battery. If you're actually worried about your battery health, what you should be worried about is heat. If you have a gaming laptop or a laptop running hot, rising temperatures of the computer itself can cause issues to that battery. You also want to be careful not to leave your battery in a hot car, because those extreme temperatures will cause it to swell and potentially destroy components around it like your touchpad or your keypad. Those are the things you have to worry about. One thing that's important too is to use original quality or OEM accessories with your devices. So if you have, say, a Dell laptop, it's best not to order that cheap Chinese-made charger on Amazon as a replacement. Stick with Dell quality chargers because you're going to get a good product that's built and designed to work with that particular laptop. Anyway, we got more myths to discuss. Lots of stuff that we've heard over the years, some really good ones coming up. Keep watching. We'll catch you guys on the next quick tutorial.
Thank you, Josh. Always great information. More coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. We do have some local breaking news. Helen Bay of the Nye County Sheriff's Office has resigned. She worked in the finance department as a comptroller. News 25 will have more information about why she has left the department on tomorrow's newscast. And this Sunday morning, classic country takes a powerful turn as singer Sammy Sadler joins Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio. Sadler, whose promising career was nearly ended in a notorious Nashville shooting, is now telling his story in a gripping new book titled Hit with the Bullet. Tune in at 8 a.m. to hear how tragedy, survival, and country music all come together in one unforgettable journey.
You recently released the book A Hit with a Bullet. What made you decide to share your story?
Well, we wrote that book, and everybody asks, well, why did you write a book all these years later? Well, everything just happens in God's time, and I just feel like that, I needed to write the book, and I wrote it through my eyes of what I lived through and what I experienced, and just to let somebody out there know what all really happened and what I experienced when I went through all the things that I went through with it. And, hopefully what I've lived through or what I've come through and being able to still be here, and God give me the opportunity to still be here. I don't know what somebody may be going through out there in their life. Mine was a gunshot and a bullet. But, there are many people across this country, Michael, as you well know, we don't know what somebody's going through, but if what I've went through can touch somebody or help somebody to know to keep going and not to give up, then hopefully I've done my job, and I hope that it'll resonate with someone. Hey guys, this is Sammy Sadler. Listen this Sunday to Classic Country Breakfast.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
This is Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam, and we're looking out from the KPVM TV studios here in Pahrump. We are getting some changes in the forecast. Movies in the Park are coming back Saturday night, and we'll have a surprisingly comfortable low temperature. Your forecast is coming up.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out this weather map. 98 degrees in Fernley, Fallon saw 100, Carson City cool at 92 degrees, tied with Tonopah 92 degrees, 93 in Goldfield, Beatty saw 101, Amargosa 106, Las Vegas 104, Death Valley kind of mild 118, but here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 100. That's an A+. We hit 101 earlier because we're overachievers. Winds out of the south-southwest, 13 miles per hour. Humidity 15%, and that sun rose this morning at 5:39. It is gonna go away this evening at 8 o'clock, right on the bell. 22% humidity this evening. Winds southeast, 11 miles per hour. The low is actually kind of low and nice, 78 degrees. Let's check out the 7-day forecast. I have some good news. And some good news. Tomorrow, 97. Friday, 96. Saturday, 101. We're not afraid. Sunday, 102. 100 on Monday. And then Tuesday, we drop back down into the 90s at 99. And on Wednesday, 98. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Mikey. We're seeing a dip in those lows at night. And in the hallway earlier, Mikey was telling me that he may be wearing a jacket Friday. He was exaggerating slightly, or was he? I don't know. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.